All right, guys. So today we will be covering last night's matches on OGN Apex. It's going to be, I believe, the first match is going to be Group C, KongDoo Uncia facing off against CONBOX Spirit. So that's the first match we're going to do. So last week we saw KongDoo Uncia just absolutely demolish one of the heavy favorites, Freak of Freaks Blue. Last weekend, just ultimate coordination, proper positioning and flanking coming out from them, but there was also a lot of mistakes made on the part of AF Blue. So we'll see if they can be consistent, KongDoo Uncia. Now, they're facing off against CONBOX Spirit, who aren't particularly favored in this matchup. I think KongDoo Uncia definitely at this point cementing that they're one of the top teams in Korea right now. So we'll see if KongDoo Uncia, can just play perfectly at this point. And so the first map is going to be on Lijiang Tower. So let's go ahead and go all the way up there. And so we're starting off on Night Market. And now if we take a look at it, CONBOX Spirit is running this different composition, right? They've got Twilight on Sombra. Myunghoon's going to be on Genji, Tracer, and they're only running the solo healer on Oporochi, hoping that Twilight with health pack control will be able to suffice as a second healer. Now they are committing to this really dive oriented composition, right? Twilight, Myunghoon, Liz, and Gamsu. Well, KongDoo Uncia, they're just going to go ahead and play their standard triple tank. Right now, here's one of the issues that you have to look out for. Generally, when you try to run this Sombra, you want to fight around health packs. You want to get that EMP first. And you got to kind of like fight around corners and just trade, right? Trade, heal up, trade, heal up, trade, heal up. You get your EMP. But that is counterintuitive with what their current composition is. Full out dive. So we'll see how they actually take this first fight. That's going to be most important to see how they actually take this first fight here. And what KongDoo Uncia can do once they spot it out.
Twilight may be sticking with this Sombra, and looks like he will. So single support going to be the name of the game with that Lucio. So very little healing, but of course when you hack that health pack over on the side
All right,
of the pagoda,
so they've got the health pack control, right? But KongDoo Uncia, even though Myunghoon just got this huge great pick, he went a little far. Zarya, of course, able to take him out. Now, what I like here is that they saw the dive, and on the part of KongDoo Uncia, they immediately retreated all the way back here, right? They retreated all the way back here, and take a look at how good the positioning is coming out from KongDoo Uncia. Panker up front, you have your next tank line here, and then in the back, the supports. This is how you should be playing it, and especially against this dive composition, because that means at this point, the dive, they have to go so far to try and get to the back. And trying to cross that distance, they have to deal with the Zarya and a Roadhog. Man, my drawings. So now we do have the 1-for-1 trade, Bird Ring for Myunghoon, so DPS for DPS. But at this point, there are still 2 DPS on board for CONBOX Spirit.
right there.
So here comes the initial dive, right? Again, they're doing it good, right? The positioning's fine. Now Winston hops in, but where is his backup? Right? It's supposed to be divey. It's supposed to be divey. So let's take a look at how they actually try to engage there. We'll go back there. All right. So here comes out the dive. Let me turn that down just a little bit. Winston jumps in. Now, we do have the rest of the team coming in for the flank, right? It's a little bit difficult to see, but it looks like either Tracer or Genji is back here. I'm gonna say it's Tracer, but at this point, it's not coordinated. Winston in first. This barrier is supposed to keep him alive, but we're dealing with a Hog here. Hog is just gonna go ahead and, like 3-shot the barrier, and then the Winston is all on his own. And at this point, it's going to take a while for the rest of the team to actually get in and try to go for these priority targets like the Lucio and like Lucid on Ana.
EMP every fight. We'll see if it works out. Dan's trying to defend as KongDoo jumps in on that Winston, has to back out of the pit right
Sombra.
now. Gets the kill though onto Twilight.
Yeah,
Wow,
and now hit and run tactics, it didn't work out for them. They're immediately out of there.
As long as possible. Myunghoon had an early death to Butcher to start off that fight. Can't hold the point for too long. They will be respawning. Twilight getting up there when it comes to that EMP. But look at Bubbly. He's already...
Yeah, and here's the problem, right? They're still committing to the Sombra. And like I said, Sombra works well if you can trade effectively or like, you know, soak up damage and heal up. But at this point, KongDoo Uncia is forcing them to fight far away from that health pack. There aren't any health packs around here, right? The health pack is way over here. And when you have to trade over here, if you have to run back at that point, you leave yourself vulnerable, right? Because like the person runs back for the health pack, it's a 6v5. But KongDoo Uncia playing all the way back here, doing a really good job of slowing down this composition and slowing down the Sombra.
At 75%, getting his sound barrier up extremely quickly.
You know, I feel like we're just seeing a lack of patience from CONBOX Spirit, right? As we see Twilight sneak around the back, see who he goes after here, getting the hack on the Zarya, but not a lot of danger. Has to go back before he got booped off the
One
edge.
for one trade.
Swapping over to Myunghoon here in the pit, but you know, again, well, okay.
There we go.
Nano boost onto Panker.
And that's the problem with the Sombra, right? With how far that like she had to go back around these walls, around the geography of Lijiang, that Sombra, if she's forced to go ahead and translocate all the way out of there, it becomes a 6v5 fight. Now, 1 for 1 trade, that compounds on itself when it becomes a 5v4. And it just becomes harder and harder for you to fight at that point. So KongDoo Uncia doing a really good job of fighting on the point and making sure, you know, they focus down the backliners. We saw earlier they were doing a really good job of playing that line of scrimmage, right? And that's just doing dance things, right? So you keep your Reinhardt in the front, you've got your Zarya and your Roadhog as the next line of defense, and then your supports in the back. So now we do have the EMP coming out, but here's the thing about KongDoo Uncia. They're not playing out in the open, so they don't have to worry about being so far spread out, which is what this dive composition wants to do, right? They want to find these targets that are solo by themselves and then focus them down, but instead KongDoo Uncia is doing a really good job of playing playing like this Death Volley style, really grouped up. And now here, take a look. The EMP is about to come in, but KongDoo Uncia's positioning was absolutely superb. We're going to take a look at the fight real quickly. I mean, immediately after that gets shut down. So let's go back. Let's see what exactly KongDoo Uncia did here. So here we go, translocate in. Now, we know he just dove past, right? He just dove past the Rhine. We're going to put an R. Ryan is behind him. So that should be a reliable EMP. We have the Zarya here. We've got the Hog here. And then the rest of the team, they're nowhere to be seen. You have to remember EMP does get stopped by walls. So, if we play this out, yep, they dodge it, and we've even got this expert bubble that comes in from Butcher to make sure that the Reinhardt Pinker did not get EMP'd also. So basically, this was just a giant whiff on the part of Twilight. He just completely missed it. And then from there, they started committing the rest of their ultimates. Myunghoon goes for his. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a nano. He doesn't even have a sound barrier to try to keep him alive. And with how easily Butcher and Dance have been dealing with it, it's just no problem for them to clean up this team fight. Yeah.
So CONBOX Spirit running into a much tougher fight than they thought they would. Dance immediately picking up something. And wow, Uncia just tears Spirit.
Easy team fight for them. And so now, yeah, we're seeing the switch off. That composition just, it's not going to have enough time, 30% to work again, right? Genji's not going to build his ulti, so Myunghoon switches off to Zarya, and then Twilight is going to switch off of some Sombra because it's not going to work, and now they're bringing in another healer, and it's a little too late. It's too little too late.
It's just one of those unfortunate things. Bubbly had that sound barrier so fast in this game.
And so now they have all the ultimates in the world to work with. I mean, this is just the wash. It's just over. It was over. There was nothing that CONBOX really could have done. They should have stuck with the dive composition, get rid of the Sombra, and just go ahead and pick up, you know, anyone else. Possibly, yeah, the Ana, I guess. Go with a triple dive instead of quad dive.
I am so surprised Bubbly got that sound barrier up so quickly. It was the entire round was based around that sound barrier, and I don't really think you can blame CONBOX for engaging the way they did.
I don't think it was the Lucio. It just helped. The Lucio was a safety guard against Genji, but it was the positioning of KongDoo Uncia that actually won that fight there when the EMP came out. You saw, no one got caught in the EMP because they played around the walls and expert Zarya barrier coming up from Butcher. Alright, so now we're on Control Center, and they're going for that Sombra again, they're going for that quad dive again. And now here's the thing about trying to play Sombra here, right? We'll see if it works out, but I don't think it will. So generally, right? Here we go. Generally, probably in your matches, you see teams fighting off here, right? They play around the small health packs, right? And then they just try and trade. They wait for like someone to overextend. No one really crosses this demarcation line, and they wait to try and get like a Rhine charge into like one of these walls or something. But the thing is, CONBOX Spirit, you're not even playing a Rhine, right? If you're not playing a Rhine, that means KongDoo Uncia is not going to play this kind of battle here. And at this point, once again, they're running the real divey composition, which doesn't allow Twilight on his Sombra to use this hacked health pack to try and gain his ultimate. So I feel like it's going to be the same problem that Twilight had on Night Market. He's not going to be able to build up his ulti quickly enough. And so we'll see if that happens. And now KongDoo Uncia doing a really good job, but once again, they've got that line of scrimmage, right? Supports in the back, Zarya and Hog here, and Reinhardt up in the front. So they're doing like a really good job. They're really diligent about keeping this formation up. Well. And so now here comes the dive, right? But immediately KongDoo Uncia doing a really good job of just backing out here. Like as a team, they just back out. Now the only person that's a little bit overextended is because he's a Reinhardt. They dive right past him. But the rest of KongDoo Uncia do a really good job of just backing away from this fight, because that's what you do against dive. And then Dance just goes crazy. This is just Dance doing dance things. And then yeah, take a look. There's the health. There's the, you know, hacked health pack, but it's of no use. Once again, at this point in the map, Sombra generally was like halfway through her ulti, but now they can't even fight over here by this health pack. So now here, they go for this dive again. I don't know why. Oh, Dance, crazy. Like CONBOX Spirit continually try to go for like she's a liability again. CONBOX Spirit just aren't targeting either. Like they're all spread out trying to get different targets too. It's like if you're gonna run quad dive on the exact same heroes. I mean, they switched off the Gamsu is now playing Reinhardt. But okay, so Twilight does have it. But once again, this is one of those positions where it's a little out in the open, but you have some walls to work with to try and break the EMP. But here we go. They've got the EMP now. They've got the Dragon Blade. And at this point, it looks like KongDoo Uncia, even though they used the Nano, they basically just gave that one up. It's lost. So now it's really important for CONBOX Spirit at this point to use the Sombra to make sure that they have complete health pack control all the way here, right? But instead, the health packs, they're not hacked. Take a look. None of those are hacked. Oh, charge comes out, but Butcher stays alive. Once again, Bubbly is so good with his sound barriers. Yeah, let's go ahead and go back. And let's see what went wrong here. Well, initially on the last team fight, they had to commit the EMP. They had to commit the Dragon Blade. And essentially, if your team is trying to play heals around Sombra, it takes Lucio super long to get his ultimate. While Bubbly, he's fine. Like, he's got his ultimate. So now, they play way far back, honestly. I think they played way far back. Especially if Sleepy Bear was close to his ultimate. They could have played it a bit more aggressively. Like, Sleepy Bear should have been higher on his energy. And he should have been able to get that extra 5% there. But instead, they played passively and they allowed KongDoo Uncia just to come onto the point. No problem whatsoever. And if they had been able to get that kill onto Butcher, it might have been different. But yeah, Graviton finished it off. Ooh, and unfortunately, Sleepy Bear and KongDoo both used their ultimates. So, yeah, Sleepy Bear switching again. Now, this is one of the things I love about KongDoo Uncia. It's Dance's positioning here. So take a look. There we go. So it could have been a little bit cleaner, but let's talk about what Dance really wanted to do. Right there, it is. You could tell. Look at his crosshair. He wants Gamsu. He just wants to hook Gamsu and allow Pinker to go in and get the Earth Shatter. Right? But instead, it landed on Sleepy Bear. Now, fortunately, though, the Earth Shatter will land on Myunghoon. Takes him immediately out of the fight with the whole hog follow-up. And then from there, they did have to commit the whole hog, which probably wasn't what they wanted. They just wanted the hook into the Earth Shatter, into a team wipe, nothing else. But hey, team fight won. Great way for them to finish that off. I don't know if they would have finished it off, but yeah, 98, 99. EMP once again came out, but unfortunately it was way, way, way too far away from them. And so yeah, really easy game for KongDoo Uncia. CONBOX Spirit trying to do something differently, but we'll finish this out. So yeah, KongDoo Uncia gets the win. CONBOX Spirit tried to do something differently, but ultimately it was just completely unsound, right? Sombra composition works by, hey, we post up here, we take damage, we heal up, we have the EMP, then we go dive. But instead, CONBOX just went for the dive, forgot that, hey, we need to play around this health pack and get the EMP first. And then because of that, KongDoo Uncia was just able to destroy them. Now, there were other smaller things. I say smaller, but what I really mean is, beyond the major issue, KongDoo Uncia were just doing a really great job on their positioning. Right? That first EMP on Night Market, they made sure no one got hit by it. On the second one here that they had, it landed successfully for CONBOX, but they just weren't aggressive enough, and that got taken advantage of. So now we're going to see what the next map is. We will see you guys in the next video.